my shiny belt right here.
That's perfect, champ.
Okay, first question is Scott Fishman. Yeah, Scott Fishman, TV Insider. So it's clear you can see the confidence every time you see renewed confidence, and then you have the baddie section building up that that entourage that you seem to be having. But from an in-ring standpoint, how do you feel like you've grown as a performer? Kind of give us an inside look at just the work that you've put in, to better yourself in the ring.
I work in a company of people who have worked indies, who've done something for 10 plus years. I'm entering my second year. I'm working with one of the best, thank you Tony Khan, technical wrestlers in wrestling in general. I feel like my progression is amazing. Brian did an interview where he said that he didn't feel comfortable until 6 years. It's my second year. I feel like I'm killing shit.
Go ahead, Joel.
Hi, Jade. Tony. Hi. How has your life changed, being a pro wrestler, and how have you adapted to this new kind of life?
So I was a previous athlete. It's not that hard, but wrestling is a whole different world in general. Just from the fans, the schedules, the long hours, the commitment. It's different, and I'm still learning.
Oh, go ahead, Rich.
Righteous Reg, Pro Wrestling Illustrated, Grab City Podcast. Great match, great everything. You look great, you're phenomenal. You got some new representation today. I think someone was reading my Wrestle Talk article that I put out on not pointing any fingers. Stokely Hathaway debuted tonight to represent Jade Cargill. I think is the best pairing in the history of wrestling, possibly. How do you feel having a new representation here in Stokely?
I mean, he's the best talker in the game. Who would want anything less than that? Somebody to represent a superstar that's about to just come forth in front of all you guys' eyes. I think Tony Khan made the best decision that he could ever make in this situation.
If I may, I was in a very unique position, champ. So it was pretty unusual. Stokely's 90 days expired yesterday. So I have never met him or spoken to him until today, because I do things the right way with honor. So it just so happened that his 90 days expired and I had this idea, and we were lucky. I mean, there's a lot of independent wrestling and stuff going on. I think he's been around, I guess he's been around Vegas. I had never met him until today, I swear on my life. And I never had a conversation with him. I've had him in mind since 2018, actually. Since like early, I mean, I remember being way back in the day, actually with Cody, and I was saying I really liked Stokely Hathaway, and Stokely Hathaway I'm a big fan of him, and it's funny because he came in today, and with Stokely Hathaway, I haven't had another name recently with another promotion. I'd never had this conversation with him, so today I told him I want you to be Stokely Hathaway. I'm the owner of Ring of Honor. You have a great history in Ring of Honor, and not only did I explain I wanted to pair him with the world's greatest network champion, the world's top undefeated pro wrestler, 2 years in with such a sparkling record, and add to the presentation that's already come so far so fast. And he, like Jade said, he's a great talker, and I'd literally never met him and spoken to him. We'd never talked or spoken until today, which is pretty cool that it worked out. Yeah, it was a great time.
Seriously, guys, I didn't know anything until I didn't know anything. This like was a surprise to me just as much as everybody else in this room. Trust me, I was excited just as much as you are.
It made for a great moment, and I think it was a great surprise for the fans, and the timing was sometimes like we've been fortunate sometimes, and that was great timing that he expired yesterday.
Definitely. And you didn't read my wrestling article. I think you read my wrestling.
A lot of, hey, I think it's an obvious solution, right? Put one of the great champions in wrestling with one who's already got so much charisma, with a great talker, and they can be like Bockwinkel and Heenan. A great talker with another great talker and a great mind. So I think they could be the new Bockwinkel and Heenan.
Andreas?
Jay, congratulations tonight. Another great match. What does that title mean to you, though? Because on one hand, it's about proving yourself, but on the other hand, it's about representation, on the other hand, it's diversity. And as you carry it, does the significance of it change as your title reign continues?
So when I first got the belt, I was like, damn, like this is a lot. This is a lot. I feel like it was a weight. It's a huge weight to have a belt in general, especially for a company that's on primetime TV. But being that Tony Khan believed in me, and every time I got up there, I was like, all right, Jay, you got to freaking kill it. You got to prove these people wrong. You got to do this, that, and the third. And I'm putting in work. it means a lot to me. Every match I have, I'm like, okay, Jade, you have to show them how you're progressing, how you're getting better. Like, you have to show why you're worthy of this belt. You have to show these people who have done this for plenty of years and why all these people telling you that you're this and that, and why you're going to believe in yourself and keep pushing. It means the world to me. I love looking at this belt. I am the first. I am the finest. And I believe I'm very much deserving.
I want to follow it with, I know that we don't do the A and B titles, but you feel like that's the A title. You carry it like you're the A champion.
I have no comment about that, but we all know. Let's just say that.
Alicia?
Women's wrestling talk. There were 3.5 women's matches. Thank you. How does it feel to be growing this women's division? We saw it show out with a debut and your match and that entrance. So how does that feel as a woman to see this win?
It feels great. When I first came in, my first promo was about elevating the women's division in general. It wasn't about me being a queen or anything like that. It was about me elevating a division. I don't see the point of being a king of a division that's nothing. You're here to elevate a division and make it better. That's what we're here for. Women's wrestling in general needs to just progress and progress and progress and get bigger and bigger. And that's what I'm here for. I'm here for the stepping stones for the next generation that's here to come.
Brian?
Brian Zone with the Money in the Bank champ.
Money in the Bank champ?
Yeah, But hey, we're not talking about that though, Tony. We're not talking
no.
we're not
I'm just talking about money.
We're just talking about money.
That's good.
But Jade, you are money. Congratulations. But as a performer, as a mother, as a wife, how do you actually take care of yourself mentally to put yourself in a good state of mind? Because you're in a dangerous line of work where you have to not only take care of yourself but your opponent. Like, what do you do to give you that happy moment or happy spot, like where you can just be like, oh, like whether it's like a hot bath or wine, like what is it?
Being that my spouse it has nothing to do with wrestling in general, that honestly helps me out. I can go home, let's just say I'm stressed out. I can be totally stressed out, but because my spouse is in a whole different world, it's easy for me to just go home and he can just say, Jay, cut the shit. Sit down. Breathe. Relax. You're in a whole different world right now. Wrestling in general is its own bubble. And being that I have somebody who's outside of that bubble who can just like pull me away from what I'm so focused on, it's a great feeling. There's like this nut somewhere.
Will Washington,
Hey.
Graph City. Hey, buddy. Question. So, and I guess Tony might be able to chime in if you don't have the answer on this, but when Cody Rhodes departed AEW back in, he gave the official statement back in February, I believe it was, one of the things he said he wanted to see was the Cody Vader end up with Jade. And that became something that the internet had been asking for pretty much since then. Everybody felt like it was perfect for your entrance. And tonight, we finally saw that. So my question is, what's the new name for it now that we're done with Cody Vader?
I guess I'm gonna keep using it. You guys, Will, you're costing me several $1,000s a week. I just want to, it adds up to like $150,000 a year. But like, it's a great show. Maybe we'll keep it. It's great. It is great. I thought I'd save $3,000 a week, Will, but you're pushing me to keep it. But tonight for the pay-per-view, I thought it was. Thank you, champ. Thank you, champ.
But we can call it the money lift if we're gonna call it something.
That's it. The money lift. It's done. Greg, it's the money lift. I'm sorry. We'll take it out of the budget.
Thank you.
Thank you.
More here. Go ahead, Dom.
Dominic D'Angelo from WrestleZone.com. Jade, I got to, thank you. Dominic D'Angelo from WrestleZone.com. Jade, I got to tell you in Pittsburgh that you're my girlfriend's favorite wrestler. She's not a wrestling fan at all. Talk about being able to kind of reach out of the wrestling realm of wrestling fans and kind of being able to connect with people. Did you kind of have that mentality going into it as a wrestler and getting into the business, and how does it feel to kind of be able to do that in a lot of ways too?
Well, first I must say thank you, girlfriend. Second, I feel like that's what I'm here for. I want to reach a whole nother demographic that we don't have in wrestling right now. I want to be the person where the wrestling fan is watching wrestling right now and their friend that doesn't care about wrestling at all is watching and they're into fashion or whatever and they're like, damn, who is that? like, let me watch that, and they get into it, and then their friend watches and pulls them into it. Like, that's what I'm here, is to reach a different demographic that we don't have, and to be that crossover, and to reach that fashion designer, or to reach that makeup artist, or to reach that person in Croatia, or whatever it is. That's what I'm here for. I'm here to reach your girlfriend that's not into wrestling. Like, that's what I'm here for. I love fashion. I love sports in general. It's so many different levels to who I am.
Just to add to your exact point and elaborate how Jade's star power crosses over, like, wherever we go. Like, so, like, AEW, we've been invited to, like, big sports teams, games, and for example, we've gone to the Chicago Bulls, Nashville Predators, and when you walk around these big arenas with thousands of fans, for people who know wrestling, they spot wrestlers, including Jade, that they're excited about. But for people who've never seen wrestling before, when they see Jade walking around with the TBS title, people will come up and they'll say, "That's the champion of wrestling? TBS, huh? That's pretty cool," and that's what you want. So that's huge. And I've seen it happen, in, like I said, at many sporting events, all all across the country.
Yeah, thank you.
No problem. Thank you, girlfriend.
Okay, guys, let's do two more. We'll do right here. We'll do Denise and then Nick.
Denise Salcedo, Instinct Culture. You mentioned being into fashion, and immediately that triggered something in my head where I'm like, when it comes to that, I feel like there is still so much that can be done for women's wrestlers in terms of how they're portrayed in pop culture and mainstream and all of that. So with that being said, I think you know where I'm getting at with this question is, what would you like to see in terms of how AEW helps get their female wrestlers out there to the mainstream culture and all of that?
I mean, just putting us on, like, for example, I love Sports Illustrated. I want to be on the body issue so freaking bad. And I can say that because I put so much hard work into my fitness and just my regimen and just keeping myself together for you guys. Because the day that I gain like 30 pounds, I'm pretty sure I'm going to get butchered out here. So I want to see us just crossing over more to like fashion and on magazines and doing catwalks. Like, I would love to walk for Fenty. Like, that catwalk, I want to do it so bad with this beautiful, luxurious belt. It's so many things we can do. It's so many. We're proud, powerful, strong women, and being that the Title IX, I believe, just crossed over, the soccer team, all that thing that's just happening right now, it's just going to elevate women's sports in general.
Awesome, thank you.
Okay, Nick, last question.
Congratulations, Jade. Nick Hausman with Wrestling Inc. Red Velvet put out a post this past week that got a lot of people talking about Sonny Kiss possibly joining the Baddies. Much like Stokely Hathaway, seems like a good fit. I think a lot of people would agree Sonny would as well. Do you see him as somebody you'd like to bring into your mix?
I think Sonny is an amazing person. I think Sonny is nothing but a bad bitch. If you ever see my Twitter, I literally have tweeted this out. I think it got over 4,000 or 5,000 likes about it. We're just crowded as hell right now, guys. Like, we got a bunch of people. We literally have, like, I have a lawyer. I have a...
You got a manager?
I got a manager. I have two beautiful women right next to me. I love Sonny Kiss. I would love for him to be a baddie. But Jesus Christ, guys, like, we're loaded right now. I can only do so much.
That's it. Thank you very much, Jade.
That was awesome, Chance.
Thank you.
You're so awesome, Jade.
I appreciate it.
Thank you very much, Chance.